Well, good afternoon everyone and welcome to Fylde Rugby Football Club here in a chilly and breezy Lancashire. It's the BARLA National Cup final. Two teams who grace this final for the first time in their history. In the case of Fryston, it's a short history. The club only reformed 2 years ago, so that's a remarkable record. And it is, of course, Fryston versus Sharlston Rovers. So it's a great honour for these players, and I'll go through the teams for you. First of all, the Fryston team at fullback, number 1, Dale Coogan. On the right wing, number 2, James Cryer. Right centre, number 3, Gaz Lum. Left centre, number 4, Lee Land. On the left wing, number 5, Andy Matthews. Halfbacks, ex-Rovers halfback, Andy Speake wears 6 and Dave Probert wears 7. In the front row, the experienced Gareth Hanford wears number 8, Adam Dickinson wears 9 and Johnny Jones 10. Second row of 11, Steve Scott, and 12, Mark Castle. Loose forward is number 13, Scott Horner. Substitutes, the experienced Steve Hanford wears 14, Dean Tucker wears 15, another experienced guy, Stu Flowers wears 16, and young Gaz Swinson wears 17. Now for the Sharlston Rovers team at fullback, number 1, Daryl Alferts. On the right wing, wearing 21 is Jeff Hick. Right centre, wearing 20, the prolific Gareth Davis, 52 tries this season so far. Left centre, the experience of Lee Lingard, he wears number 4. Left wing, number 5, Tommy Mallion. Halfbacks, standoff, number 6, Adam Jones, and number 7, Phil Benny-Hill. In the front row for Sharlston Rovers, wearing number 14, Tom Burns. Hooker is number 9, Lee Bettison. And the other prop forward, number 10, ex-Rover, Featherstone Rover, Danny Richardson. As is the second rower, number 15, Brian Sutton. And the other second rower is number 12, Steve Hall. The experience of the ex-Doncaster player, number 13, Craig Miles at loose forward. Substitutes for Sharlston, number 29, Lee Maskell, 11, Carl Saville, 16, Tommy Crowther, and 18, Adam Sainer. So the teams are lined up, being introduced. This is the climax of the domestic amateur rugby league season, the BARLA National Cup final. I was back at Wall when Sharlston Rovers beat Queens by a single point a few weeks ago. Queens, of course, are defending champions, but Sharlston put paid to them, and Queens are not here to defend this, and one of these two teams will be looking to lift this trophy for the first time in their careers. And a full Sharlston route to the final in round 2. They won away at East Leeds, 30 points to 12. Round 3 it was Sharlston Rovers 26, Egremont Rangers 10. Big tussle in round 4 away at Hull Dockers, terrific win, 25 points to 22. Quarter final, they absolutely stuffed Wriglington, 35 far away from home. And then of course that memorable semi-final against Queens a few weeks ago, 22 points to 21. For the record, the Fryston route to the final, they started in round 1 with an 18-12 victory over Pilkington Rex. In round 2, 11 points to 4 over Stanley. Round 3, a big win over York Acorn, 36-10. All at home, the Fryston games. Round 4, it was 39-18 over Widnes St Mary's. The quarter final was their first trip on the road, with a great victory over at West Hull by 22 points to 20. And then a terrific semi-final victory at home, 29-10 over the famous Wigan St Patrick's club. So that's how these two clubs have made it to this final, and it'll be a fierce encounter. About 10 miles separate the two clubs, and they'll be gunning for each other in the early stages, and the wind could play a part today. It's a pretty open field. It's a strong wind blowing across the field, so it won't really favour either side, but it's going to make for an interesting afternoon and some awkward moments for the fullbacks and wingers, you'd feel. So Sharlston Rovers in blue, Fryston in red, and as you look at this picture, Sharlston Rovers playing left to right. As the teams came out, Sharlston certainly looked focused and fired up. I would say there's a bit more fun in the Fryston ranks, as a few of them have decided to dye their hair red for the occasion. And it's going to be Fryston to get the game underway. So we are underway in the BARLA National Cup final 2011. Alfort's lets the ball bounce, and it's first touch for Danny Richardson. It's a good chase from Fryston, and Sharlston restricted for the moment to their own 10 metre area. Alfort's from dummy half. Gets out 18 metres. Plays the ball to Bettison. Second row, number 12 is Steve Hall. He's put down just outside the 20. Good first defensive set this from Fryston, as Danny Richardson on his second drive of the set loses the ball in the tackle, and it's picked up by the big Fryston second rower, Steve Scott. And here's the other big Fryston second rower, one sporting the red hair, Mark Castle. First touch for Gaz Amford. He's a prop forward, but he's got a fine pair of hands on him and can kick the ball as well. That's Bradford, Doncaster, Featherstone Rovers player. Standoff also sporting the red hair is Andy Speak, another ex-Featherstone Rovers halfback. He just lost his footing there, did the Fryston player. It's fifth and last, so good defensive set so far from Sharlston, and one more to hold out. Sharlston come up with a ball, man's got into touch. Forward pass is the call, so it's going to be a handover, and Sharlston will play the ball 10 metres from their own line. Sutton at dummy half. Sutton with ball in hand now. Gets out of the 20. Good defence on show in these early minutes. Richardson straightens it up. Gets out of the 30. Adam Jones sensibly kicking the ball. It's collected by James Cryer. In at dummy half is the wingman Andy Matthews, the flyer for Fryston. That's a great tackle though. Referee says that Sharlston lifted the legs, dangerous contact, and the penalty goes to Fryston. So that's Scott on the drive for Fryston. The set up 20 metres out, centre field. Here's Speak, inside ball to the prop forward, Johnny Jones. He's put on his back, and the play's slowed down pretty nicely by three Sharlston defenders. Speak again, Spreads it to the loose forward. With Scott Horner. Some contact off the ball though that referee Darren Hayes of Witnesses spotted, and he gives the penalty to Fryston, which, well, he's tapped it as Gazanford, but before the referee was ready. So we'll go again with the second rower. Johnny, no. Mark Castle it was with the red on. So looking for the offload. You're probably looking at a post. I'll tell you what's happening behind it. Amford from dummy half to speak. Ball's gone further wide. Great defence though from Sharlston. Out of the line quickly. Put the Fryston loose forward on his backside on the 20. It's a good chip over the top though, and the wingman James Cryer is on the end of it, and that's the first points of the afternoon. It was the last tackle, and Fryston with a little chip over the top, and the first man to the ball, and the quickest to react was James Cryer for Fryston, and they go in, and after about 8 minutes here at Fylde, they score the first points of the afternoon to make it Fryston 4, Sharlston Rovers 0. So Andy Speaks, the goal kicker for Fryston. From that far touchline, it's a wide pitch as well, so you have to give it some welly. He had the wind behind him, but didn't have the direction. So after 9 minutes here at Fylde, it's Fryston 4, Sharlston Rovers 0. So Sharlston restart. Miles kicked off. Speak collects. Gives it to Castle. It's a strong run. But Davis brings him to ground. Here's Gareth Amford. Good tackle from Miles. They were probably teammates once at Doncaster. Amford again on the drive. Touch judges on. Suggestion is that the number 21, Jeffick, will put his forearm into the face of Gaz Amford. There weren't too much in it really, but the officials obviously keen not to let this final get out of hand whilst emotions are high. We're having a word with Jeffick, and it's going to be a penalty to Fryston. So Cryer puts the first phase of the penalty into touch, and Fryston Warriors will lead this game 4-0. They'll restart from this penalty 20 metres away from the Sharlston line. He's got some big drives in the early parts of this game as Mark Castle, and there was another one. That's Johnny Jones driving up towards the Sharlston line. Knock on though from the dummy half from Adam Dickinson. So that's some welcome relief for Sharlston. All have head and feet at this penalty 10 metres from their own line. So ball's out of the scrum and with Alfords. Good work there from Lee Lingard, shook off a couple of defenders and got out towards the 20. From dummy half, Lee Bettison scoots, makes a good 89 metres. Plays the ball now to Jones. Here's Sutton. And he gets the ball away to Davis. He's a danger man. There was a bit of a swing at him that missed, and the referee I think saw it or gave it for holding down. So Sharlston get the penalty, and they'll take the 10 metres because you can't kick to that far side of the ground. And they're glad of that in this wind as well. And they're underway again with Craig Miles up to the Fryston 40. Little bit of a standoff there, but nothing to untoward. I think they'll just play the ball and get on with it. There's a prop, Johnny Jones, for Fryston, who was involved. And Sharlston will take the 10 metres again. Bettison restarts to Jones. Number 14 was Tommy Burns. There's a forward pass given, but then someone from Sharlston has spoken out of turn, so the referee, Mr. Hayes, gives a penalty to Fryston. And this time they will take the 10. Good tackling that from, the ball came out in the tackle. But ripped out, says the referee. And gives, yet another penalty to Fryston Warriors. So certainly the rub of the green and the decision's not going Sharlston's way so far. And Fryston move another 10 metres up the field, and Gazanter taps it and goes himself. Steve Scott for Fryston Warriors. Fryston move it left now. Here's Speak. That's a nice ball to the loose forward Orner, but it was good defence by Phil Hill to bring him down, but late decision, but referee gives the forward pass. And it's going to be Sharlston Rovers with an head and feed at this scrum on their own 30 metre line. After 15 minutes of this game, Sharlston not really had any pressure inside the Fryston half of the field. They'll be looking to change that in this set. It's a strong challenge though, that by Gaslum on all fairts. Bettison misses out Richardson, finds Miles. Jones to Sutton. Ball comes out in the tackle, and the penalty goes to Sharlston. So I've got to be honest with you, I'm not sure. No, it's the scrum down's gone to Sharlston, so it's not a penalty. So he's looking to offload was Sutton, and a Fryston player got his hand to it. So it's a Sharlston head and feed at this scrum. A chance to build some pressure. Here's Alfords. Good tackle that by Dale Coogan. Here's Richardson. Anforth up to meet him, but Richardson into the Fryston 40. Good scoop from Bettison. Then a short ball to Sutton. He's dumped unceremoniously by the second row, Steve Scott, and the touch judge comes on. It was a bit late again from the touch judge. I mean, it's almost a case of waiting for the crowd noise and then making a decision at the moment from these officials. The referee has a word with Scott. It was more like a WWE slam really than a tackle, that one. And Bettison restarts. Here's Tommy Burns. Burns plays it to Bettison, shows it to Miles, gives it to Richardson, the second man running the inside channel. Richardson plays it to Bettison. Here's Hill. Sutton, heavily involved so far. And up into the Fryston 10. So Sharlston asking questions. First chance they've really had in this area of the field. Here's Richardson. Went off with a knee injury in the semi-final against Queens, but he's fitting out there today. Phil Hill gets the ball away. Cleaned up by Steve Hall. Fifth and last for Sharlston. They'll look to put a play on here. Bettison dabs a kick through. Coogan can't collect it. Sharlston came up with a ball, but referee will bring it back for the original knock-on from Coogan. And Sharlston will start with an handover. Should be a Sharlston play the ball for a knock-on the fifth. Anyway, Richardson, not sure. Probably should have been a scrum, to be honest. Anyway, we're underway. Same result. Sharlston have got the ball. Burns runs a dummy. Hill can't take the pass in. It's picked up by that big second rower, Steve Scott. And he plays the ball on the 20, so mistake costing Sharlston there. Here's Coogan. Anforth, short ball to Speak. Speak bursts the line. Alford comes across, gets a good tackle in. Speak plays it to the wingman, Andy Matthews. Alford gets to him, but Matthews shakes him off. Alford comes back and at the second attempt wrestles him to the floor. The hooker there was Dickinson for Fryston. It's fifth and last. Anforth's got the ball, dabs a kick through, bounces off the legs of Gareth Davis, but not played, that says the official. So that was the last tackle, and it'll be a handover to Sharlston Rovers. So Gareth Davis plays it to Bettison. Burns brings it away, but Fryston there in numbers. Fired up. Richardson. They're a big set, our Fryston Warriors, and they're making the weight tell in these early stages, but the game lasts 80 minutes, and they might well tire some of these big forwards. Bettison from dummy half, but it's good defence at the marker position from the hooker Dickinson, and now Tommy Burns. So fifth and last. Sharlston still in their own 40 as Jones kicks. Coogan there collects it on the full on his own 30. He's out of the 40 now and up to the halfway line before Hill can complete the tackle. Ball's out in the tackle. Penalty against Sharlston, says The official. And Speak goes deep with a kick. And Sharlston got to defend their own line here. Another big lad on, number 16. Stu Flowers for Fryston. He's got the ball now. He's a tank, but he's well handled there by Hill and Davis. Mistake from dummy half, but Speak cleans up. And then Speak's tackled 4 metres short of the Sharlston line. Gaz Anforth on the drive. Reaches over his head, puts the ball down. Referee looks to his touch judge. Touch judge is happy with it. Gaz Anforth scores the try. The second try of the game, and they've both gone to Fryston Warriors. So certainly not the start to this game that Sharlston Rovers were looking for. But it was a similar affair against Queens, really, when Queens dominated in the early stages, and we all know what happened in that semi-final. But after 20 minutes here at Fylde, it's 8-0 in favour of Fryston Warriors. Tough kick this for Andy Speak. Into the wind from the touchline. Strikes it with the right boot. It holds up in the wind. And so the score after 20 minutes here is Fryston Warriors 8, Sharlston Rovers 0. A smart piece of play to touch that ball down from Anforth. He knew exactly where the line was and reached over his head and put the ball down well, in a backwards motion, really. Good work on the big second row there by Richardson and Burns. Leland, quick play the ball. And that was Horner for Fryston. Now it's Mark Castle. Anforth puts boot to ball. No need to take any risk there, Jeff Hick, and he didn't do so. And Sharlston have head and feet at the scrum just outside their own 20 metre line. All first. It's Lee Maskell wearing number 29 who was on for Sharlston Rovers. No need for Sutton really to try that offload there, going for the magic ball, and the player had already run past. And that puts him under some pressure as Stu Flowers, well, I'd like to say he's dyed his hair, but he's more painted his ball here, red. Here's Anforth. Ball's out in the tackle. A good tackle from Richardson, but the bad news is he's got up and he's done his knee again, I think. He's waving at the sideline. So Richardson being helped off the field, so much like in the semi-final. The knee puts paid to him. But here's Alfords with a ball out of the scrum. And breaks free from a couple of defenders there and does well, gets out of the 30. Plays the ball to Bettison. The number 11 is Carl Saville, who's on the field, and Crowver's on the field as well. Sainer. Here's Gareth Davis. Well, the referee's seen something in back play and wants a word with Lee Land for Fryston. Going into contact using the forearm. So Sharlston get the penalty. And Adam Jones.
Back the ball, Jeff.
Finds touch. And Sharlston will begin on the 20-metre line. Drive from Sainer. Keeps his feet. Plays the ball 10 metres out. Gaz Davis. Stuart Flowers gets to him. But Sharlston 5 metres away. Need to complete the set and hopefully finish it over that whitewash. Saville. Gets the ball further wide. Here's Alfords. Here's Sutton. Spins towards the line, just a metre short. Plays the ball to Maskell. He's trying his best to get it away, but it's great work from... it's picked up though now by Jones. He brings the number 21 into action, and the number 21, Jeffy, goes in at the corner. Great play from Jones here. He had Gaz Davis went inside of him. The temptation was to give it to Davis, but the wingman Hick held his touch line, and Jones found him, and Hick finished the try nicely in the corner to make it Fryston Warriors 8, Sharlston Rovers 4. So a nigh on impossible kick in this win, but he'll give it a go, will Tommy Mallion. Just half a metre in from the touchline. Against the wind. Hits it now with the right boot. And it goes across the face of goal. So after just over half an hour here, Sharlston have crossed the whitewash, and it's game on, just 4 points in it. Fryston Warriors 8, Sharlston Rovers 4. So Coogan to restart for Fryston Warriors. All picked up by Jones. And returned by Steve Orr. Stainer. Good work from him. Good yards. Bettison, good scoop from dummy half. Saw the markers weren't square. Flowers does well though, gets up out of the line, puts a good tackle in. Little chip over the top. And collected. Oh, a bit of an high tackle, the number 29 it was. Lee Maskell with a nice little chip kick there. Sainer, good yards, made a difference since he come on. Sharlston into the Fryston half of the field. High kick from Sharlston, but it's returned by the speedster, the number 5, Andy Matthews. Wrapped up by Jones and then plays the ball to Speak. Mark Castle for Fryston. Here's Leland. Well wrapped up by Gaz Davis. Tries to offload and loses the ball in the tackle. Good work from Sharlston, who are coming into this game much stronger now. So Jones feeds the scrum. Taken out of the back and given to Maskell. All fairts. Plays the ball on the halfway line. Here's Sutton. Amfer first to him, but he bounces off Gaz Amfer and makes good yards forward, does Brian Sutton. Yeah, you can't do that, and the touch judge is on. Working at the leg of Sutton there was a second rower, Steve Scott, who's already been spoken to a couple of times by the referee. He needs to watch his step, does the Fryston number 11, or he might be spending 10 minutes in the bin. Amford gets a talking to as the captain. Sharlston take the 10 on offer. And we'll restart 30 metres from the another swing. Fortunately it was a miss. And that was from the scrum half, Dave Probert. And Fryston has spoken to again. So just as Sharlston get on the upper hand, Fryston resorting a little bit to the negative tactics. So they'll take another 10 here, will Sharlston. No, they won't. They'll tap it from the position, and it's Sutton. Plays it to Bettison. He's got runners at all angles. Brings Gareth Davis into action. He gets inside the Fryston 10 and plays the ball to Bettison. Steve Hall. Bettison. Jones. All fairts. Loose ball picked up by Miles. Miles, I think, has gone in for the try. Stu Flowers had a swing and a miss, but Miles has stored it. And Sharlston Rovers back on terms here, and a chance with his kick at goal to take the lead. So I did say these big forwards from Fryston set off the game strongly, but would the tire? And as we get towards the latter stage of this first half, it's certainly Sharlston Rovers who are playing the rugby now and have crossed for the last 2 tries. And if Mallion can pop this over, it's Sharlston who have that slender 2-point lead. So Mallion looking to add the extras to give Sharlston a lead for the first time. He does so. So the score on the stroke of half time is Fryston Warriors 8, Sharlston Rovers 10. Cogan restarts. Jones underneath him. He finds all. Sainer. And a big impact since coming off the bench, Adam Sainer. Bettison from dummy half. Here's a try scored of Miles. Bettison again. Finds Sutton. Been the workhorse of the first half, Brian Sutton. Bettison's had a great game from dummy half in this first half. Finds Saville. Bettison again. Kicks. Well taken by the fullback, Cogan. He's well brought down by Hick and Davis. Leland for Fryston. Stu Flowers. Ampher kicks on the last. Alferts takes it really, really well. Saville. Sainer. Here's all. Saville in at dummy half. Fifth and last. Saville kicks from dummy half. Taken by the wingman. Matthews. Good follow up though from Hick, who's had a good game. Coogan. Good tackle by Adam Jones. Speak. Good drive that by Mark Castle. Here's Gareth Ampher. Dickinson the dummy half. Finds Speak. On it goes to Probert. It's touched by a Sharlston hand. Mallion can't take it, but he managed to parry the ball back to Alferts, who does take it. We're on the stroke of half time here. It's 10 points to 8 to Sharlston Rovers. So a nice little chip over again from Maskell, who's used that tactic twice, and twice it's come off. Fifth and last for Sharlston. Here's Sutton. It's the fifth tackle. He needs to offload, but he goes to ground with the ball. Hand over, but we can't be far off half time. Possibly a clash of heads in that tackle. There's a Fryston player down, and Sutton stayed down. So Sutton's back to his feet, and Fryston player receiving a bit more treatment. And we'll be underway. It'll be a handover, play the ball to Fryston. And well, we can only have a tackle or two left till half time. Flowers. Castle. Well, the referee had shouted hold, and Saville had another go at Castle, so that's why the penalty's gone to Fryston. Amford. Dickinson, short ball to Steve Scott. That was Scott Horner, the loose forward for Fryston. Speak. He tries a chip over himself. Well, Sharlston get there, and then Jeff Hicks comes up with it. High tackle from Probert again. That's the second time that he's committed that offence. And the referee says, really, to avoid taking any action, we'll go in for half time. And it's been a good, entertaining first half of rugby. And well, Fryston come out and they dominated the first 20 minutes. The big forwards were difficult to handle for Sharlston. But as the game wore on, Sharlston's rugby came to the fore, and Fryston tired a little bit. And Sharlston crossed for 2 tries of their own, one of them converted to go into a 10-8 lead at half time. Fryston's tries from James Cryer and Gareth Amford for Sharlston. It's been Jeff Hicks and Craig Miles. One of them goaled by Tommy Mallion gives us the half time score here at Fylde. Fryston Warriors 8, Sharlston Rovers 10. Welcome back to the second half. 10-8 to Sharlston at half time as Craig Miles gets us underway. And Jamie Hobbs can't sup his beer, there's froth all over. But that's well collected by the second rower, and he gets the ball away to Dave Probert. And Probert's up to the halfway line before Sharlston bring him to ground. Plays it to Speak. Castle. He plays a ball on the Sharlston 40. On off the bench though is number 17, Gaz Swinson, and well, it's his first touch, and it's a mistake for that lad, and it'll be a scrum down head and feet to Sharlston Rovers on the Sharlston 40 metre line. Alferts gets into the referee blows up because there's an injury to I think it's Leland. No, it's not, it's the loose forward, Scott Horner. Got a bang on the arm, he makes his way to the sidelines. And Fryston send a player on in his place. He certainly does something to that right arm. Sutton plays the ball to Bettison. Forward pass. Horner receiving treatment on the sidelines in front of us. Not sure if he's popped a shoulder, done his arm or what he's done. But Sharlston concede the penalty and Fryston take the 10 metres. Castle, strong running. Up to the Sharlston 20. Now here's Gaz Swinson. Swinson stayed down after that challenge. That's a great tackle that from Lee Lingard on Coogan. Here's Speak. Gets the ball to Gaz Lum. Lum plays it back to Speak. Probert. Gaz Anford. Well marshalled and well tackled, but the referee has spotted that injury to Gaz Swinson. It's nowhere near where the play is, so not sure why we haven't got on with it. So that's two injuries for Fryston at the start of this second half. They've lost Gaz Swinson, the substitute forward, and Scott Horner, the loose forward. So some of these big forwards going to have to do a bit more work than they're bargaining for, but Bettison takes that kick nicely and comes away with it, plays the ball in his own 10 metre line to Miles. Nice drive that from Sharlston, and here's Sutton. Anforth works at the ball but loses the man, and so Sutton pinches another 15 metres. Then the ball comes out in the tackle. Knock on is given. It was a number 15, Dean Tucker, that completed the tackle on Sutton and forced the error. That's Gaz Lum for Fryston. Here's Tucker. Anford gets the ball out in the tackle, cleaned up by Dickinson, and then Fryston spread it wide. Oh, but it's a great last-ditch tackle there by the wingman Jeff Hick to put the Fryston player into touch and save what looked like a try. So head and feed to Sharlston. Alferts. Here's all. Good work from Saville. Jones kicks over the top. It's a great touch finder, and Sharlston get a penalty for a shove off the ball from where the kick landed. So Jones will tap the penalty, just 10 metres away from the Fryston line. Tommy Crowther is the number 16 on the field for Sharlston. Oh, tried to feed Saville on the inside ball, he couldn't take it in. It was caught by a player in an offside position, so it's a penalty to Fryston. Gazamford on the drive. Number 15 is Dean Tucker for Fryston. Opposite number Sutton completes the tackle. Sharp play from Dickinson. Showed the dummy and scooted himself. Speak. That was Scott on the drive. Got the offload away. Cleaned up by Fryston. Ball's with Mark Castle. He drives it hard as he's done all afternoon into the Sharlston 20. He stayed down though as Steve Scott, as the kick comes in, and it's well taken by Mallion. He's got some work to do though to get out of his in-goal area. And he can't do so. So he'll drop out from underneath the... Sharlston will have to drop out from underneath their own posts. But the unfortunate news for Fryston is that they've got yet another man down injured. Second rower, Steve Scott. So that's Swinson, Scott and Horner that they might have lost in this second half. Pleased to say that Scott can continue. He'll try and run it off. Gareth Davis executes the drop out from under his own post. Tucker takes it. Bounces off a couple of challengers. Sharlston get back at him. He's put down on the Sharlston 30. Fullback is Coogan. Didn't like the tackle from Burns. Here's Speak. Scott was recovered from that knock, but he got the ball away, but it was knocked forward by Lee Land. So mistake from Fryston, and be a scrum down, head and feet to Sharlston Rovers on the 20 metre line. Here's Davis.
That's it, Dale. Fucking blonde-haired bastard. Get up on her.
Here's Lingard.
Discipline. Hit him.
Sutton.
That's it, Gallagher. Hit him.
Sutton plays the ball 34 metres from his own line. Tommy Burns gets on the pass at first receiver. Scott brings him down. Sharlston look to spread it, but it's difficult in this wind. Inside ball to Gareth Davis. Davis cuts the line for the first time this afternoon, really. Gets the ball away to Lingard. What a terrific try, but there's a bit of trouble broken out in the middle of the field. Gareth Davis it was who cut through the defence, got the ball away to Lee Lingard, who finished off. Then in back play there was a bit of afters, but it won't affect the try, I don't think. The try I think will stand, and it'll take Sharlston into a 6-point lead with a goal kick to come.
Go on, you blonde-haired bastard. What?
Take that 100 off you anyway.
Take it.
I will do it. I'll stay over that railing in a minute.
Hey, I'll stay. It's an rugby game, mate. Fucking mad. I say it's a rugby game.
Hey, I'll not stay over there in a minute.
Do it then.
We'll do it.
Let's go. If we are scoring like that, you can
No one.
Yeah, we would. We asked for that anyway.
So the referee has a word with both captains. Both captains have a word with each other. Well, the news is that the try stands and Sharlston Rovers have etched out that 6-point lead. And Mallion's got a chance to add the extras. And stretch the lead out to 8 points. Certainly the try of the game. Excellent work from Davis. First time he's really had a chance to run in open play. Showed his class there. Lingard in support. Nice pass as Davis drew the last man. Sent Lingard over. Mallion puts right boot to ball. Oh, it's a great kick, is that? And Sharlston etch out the lead. It's Fryston Warriors 8, Sharlston Rovers 16. Fryston restart. Burns collects it on the full, returns it himself. High tackle from Tucker. Referee has another word with Gareth Hanford.
Can't take a tackle, can they? The fucking knobhead. You fucking fat bastard!
So Sharlston get the penalty. Mallion puts the ball into touch.
Get up for him, Fryston! Get in the process!
Crowther drives it up towards the halfway line. Saville ran the dummy, the ball went to Miles. Good tackle from Leland. Here comes Burns. Up to the Fryston 30. Bettison scoops from dummy half, gets the ball away to Hall, who puts the kick over. It's collected by the flying wingman, Andy Matthews. He's up to the halfway line. Alford's halts in progress. Sutton completes the tackle.
Onside. Fucking prick.
Here's Tucker. Gareth Hanford looking for the offload, gets the offload, but the scrum half Dickinson can't take it cleanly, so it's a knock on from Dickinson. It'll be a scrum down, head and feet to Sharlston Rovers. Tommy Burns goes off. Adam Sainer comes on for Sharlston. Oh, but a poor mistake that by Alford's on the first tackle. And so the scrum is reversed, and now it's Fryston Warriors who head and feed at the scrum. So 8 points of difference. Fryston 8, Sharlston 16. Speak finds Castle. Number 14 is Steve Hanford for Fryston. Here's a big lad, Steve Scott. He's over the line, but he hasn't got the ball down. Sharlston managed to hold him up. So the play will be brought back 10 metres for a Fryston play the ball. Speak. Gaslum. Here's Gareth Hanford looking for his second try of the afternoon. Not got there, says the referee, and that was the last tackle. So it'll be an handover. But the linesman's gone behind he's gone behind the line, so the referee goes to have a word with him. Must say though, the referee was stood right over it, and he decided initially it wasn't a try. Well, the linesman says it is a try, and the referee awards the try. So that's the second of the afternoon for Gaz Hanford, in similar positions really. So that makes it Fryston 12, Sharlston 16 with this kick to come. Speaks kick the goal. Added the extras. And brings the game to within 2 points. It's Fryston 14, Sharlston Rovers 16. the game's underway again.
Come on, boys.
It's Steve Scott. Gazanford puts boot to ball. Alferts collects. That's Adam Sainer for Sharlston.
I thought you got Boston into start with. Yes. I thought I'd got 52 now.
There's a scrum down, head and feed to Fryston.
You want best. You want best. I said mate, let's leave it. I'll leave it. You want fucking best. Don't sit down, mate.
So, ball's out of the scrum. This is Steve Anford. It's a penalty to Fryston. They take the 10 metres and Probert restarts. Here's Mark Castle. Up to the 40 for Sharlston. Steve Scott. Knock on by Probert at the play of the ball, so that'll be a scrum down, head and feed to Sharlston. So, quarter of an hour left of this BARLA National Cup final. It's finally poised. Fryston Warriors 14, Sharlston Rovers 16. Anybody's game. Well, he's recovered from that knee injury, just like he did in the semi-final as Richardson. Sainer gets out of his own 40. Sutton up to the halfway line. Dab through from Jones. Coogan collects it well. Castle plays it on the halfway line. Steve Scott bursts out of tackles, gets the ball away to Probert. Gaz Davis gets back, puts him down, but Fryston are up into the 30 of Sharlston. Good rugby there as on the last tackle Dickinson put the kick through, but it was well collected by Saville. But Sharlston come up with a mistake. Alferts knocks the ball on, and Fryston have head and freed at the scrum, 10 metres from the Sharlston line.
Come on, get out! Come on!
Gaslam plays the ball. Fryston asking questions here. Sharlston defence needs to be strong. Amford at dummy half. He's got 2 tries already. Finds Scott. Oh, the kick comes over and he's in at the corner. He's James Cryer for his second try. The kick came over and Sharlston defence was nowhere there, and Cryer sneaked in at the corner there, and it's Fryston who regain the lead. It's now 18 points to 16. So it's now 18-16 to Fryston. Speak's got a chance here to pop on an extra 2, but it's a tough kick into the wind. 5 metres in from the touchline.
About 10 minutes.
So Speak, right-footed kicker.
You can do it.
Moving referee. Go back to line.
Take it, please, referee.
So he's put off by the Sharlston players moving, so he resets. Strikes it, right-footed. It's not a bad effort, but the wind just holds it up. And the score here is Fryston Warriors 18, Sharlston Rovers 16. What a game of rugby league this is for the BARLA final. There's 10 minutes left. 2 points in it. Fryston set off strong. Sharlston came back strong. Fryston have picked up again and are on top at the moment. Gareth Amford. Jones was after the ball, but Amford held on to it. Kicking from dummy half. Alferts is there, collects it nicely. Goes down the outside, does well to stay in the field of play. Jones is at the half. Mallion. Danny Richardson. Sainer. Bounces one off. Gets into the Fryston half of the field. Bettison from dummy half. Turns Probert around. But then passes a pretty bad ball which Gaz Davis cleans up. Fifth and last. Kick through from all. Collected by Dale Coogan. Speak. Look for the offside decision. It didn't come from Mr. Hayes. But Fryston get the penalty. Sainer's the man penalised. Now when Sharlston went 16-8 up, it looked like game over because Fryston had suffered a couple of injuries as well, but to Fryston's credit, they've come back into this game strongly. They hold the 2-point lead as we go into the last 6 minutes of the game. Gareth Hanford taps the ball to himself, gets up to the halfway line. Here comes Castle. My pick as a Fryston man of the match, Mark Castle. He's run strong all afternoon. Scott. Running strongly but offloads, but only to Steve Hall. So Sharlston come back up with the ball. It's Sharlston who need the score. Richardson. Drives it out of the 20. Plays the ball to Bettison. Here's Saville. Sainer. Oh, ball's ripped out in the tackle. It was 1 against 1, but he's given the knock on, I think, because the ball went in a forward direction. So it's scrum down head and feet to Sharlston Rovers. Just inside the Sharlston 40. Alferts. Richardson. Sutton. Oh, big tackle from Castle. Lifting the legs in the tackle, but okay, says the referee. But then interference, so Sharlston get the penalty. Will they go for the 2 to try and square the game up, or will they play the football? They will. They'll take the 10 metres and restart with a tap. Bettison to Saville. The ball wasn't played cleanly. Knock on. Into the final 4 minutes. plus injury time. There have been a couple of short stoppages like this one in the second half. A couple of injuries as well. Scrum down, head and feet to Fryston, who lead 18 points to 16. But this Sharlston Rovers team are not done yet. I just feel that Sharlston probably need a little bit of Gareth Davis magic to break through this resilient Fryston defence. Gareth Hanford. Here's Castle, running strongly to the end. Good tackle from Bettison and Miles. Bettison stayed down. Fryston kick from dummy half. It's a great kick. A superb kick is that one. Finds touch just 3 metres away from the corner flag. So the scrum will be brought back 10. And Sharlston need to get there quickly to stop this clock. So this is it now. This is what all these players have dreamed about. Can Fryston hold on, or can Sharlston find a hero? It's been to and fro as this game. It's been an excellent game of rugby. All fair from dummy half. Sutton.
Come on, Gareth, 2 minutes!
Here's Richardson. Sainer juggles it, holds on and then drives it just into the Fryston half. It's fifth and last tackle. Miles gets the ball away. Fryston come up with it. And they'll not be in a rush to play this set out. Referee stops the clock as Leland is slow to his feet. So we're underway again. Leland plays the ball. Sharlston need to be strong in the tackle, try and force the error. We've played the 40, we're in injury time. Probably a couple of minutes left. Is it no rushing Gaz Hanford, experienced player. Castle, my man of the match. Oh, he's got a bit of cramp. Referee stops the clock again. Good recovery. Fifth and last. This will go into touch, you would have thought. Oh, it's a forward pass, but it's touched in the air, back to one, says the referee. That's another forward pass. It's given. So, Sharlston might have one more set to try and come up with some magic. Scrum will go down again. So this corner of West Yorkshire has descended on Blackpool for the day. It's Fryston who have the slender 2-point lead. Good offload though from all. Here's Richardson. Good tackle by Castle. Good quick play of the ball from Richardson though. Bettison. Miles finds Burns. Jones. Bettison gets the ball away to Jones. Here's Gareth Davis. He spreads it over the top. Sharlston keep the ball alive. Here's Olferts. Steps round a couple of players. Olferts, he's got some space. He's got the fullback to beat. The tackle is made, but Sharlston are 10 metres away. Olferts looking to play the ball. Is that a penalty to Sharlston? It is. Now what do they do? Do they go for the 2? Do they run it? The wind's against them. Oh, tricky decisions. Sharlston tap it. Danny Richardson on the drive, driving towards the line. Referee looks at his watch. There's only 1 or 2 tackles left. Tommy Burns. Short. They need to move the ball. Sutton needs to move the ball. Referee looks at his watch again. Here we go, here's Gareth. Has he got the ball down cleanly? I think he has. The referee, he gives the try. Oh, in the dying seconds here, what was literally probably the last tackle of the game. It had to be that man, Gareth Davis. It had to be Gareth Davis, the prolific try scorer. He set one up in the second half and he's just gone over there for his 53rd try of the season. My heart was in my mouth. I couldn't see from here whether he got it down cleanly or not, but the referee has given the try. Who am I? What do I know? 2 points, should they take it? No, them players knew best. And literally in the last second of the game, Gareth Davis has gone over. Well, he's already a legend in Sharlston rugby, but he'll be even more of a legend in Sharlston rugby now. Well, Gareth Davis. And I do feel for the Fryston players because they've given their all and it has been a terrific match. And well, let's just see. Will the referee blow the whistle after this goal kick? Will Fryston have another chance? I think this could be it. Let me tell you, the score now is Fryston Warriors 18, Sharlston Rovers 20. Mallion, he's got the wind behind him for this kick. Can he put the cherry on the icing at the top of the big fat cake? He strikes it. He's missed it. But the referee blows the whistle. Oh, you can't leave it any later than that, can you? Sharlston Rovers players hug each other. Feel for the Fryston players, they've given their all. But I said this game needed a hero, and Sharlston Rovers needed a hero. And well, they were all heroes as I kept the ball alive. But the man who grabbed the match-winning try inevitably was Gareth Davis in the far corner to make it 20 points to 18 for Sharlston Rovers. And for the first time in their history, their proud history, they lift the National Cup.
Have you all done them? Like one left.
Steve Hall, Sharlston, a town that's produced a lot of good rugby players and a lot of good teams, but how does it feel to captain Sharlston Rovers to the first ever National League Cup champion?
Unbelievable. To do it with this set of lads, where every single one of them is my mate in my last game of rugby league is unbelievable. It's an honour. It is an honour to do it for all these people that are involved in this club. They deserve it more than anybody. Yeah, they do. Yeah, it's unbelievable. Wow.
Well, you say your last game of rugby league, and what a way to bow out. And it was a tough first 20 for Sharlston, and then you really came into the game. But Fryston came back, and what a way to win it at the death. What a game!
To be fair, we knew that Sharlston would come strong. Fryston would come strong because they're a physical, tough team. But we were pretty confident that if we could ride that first 20 minutes out with our skill and rugby power, that we could win. We didn't expect it to be like that, though.
And at the death there, when you got a penalty as captain, it's a windy day, and you were 2 points behind. Were you thinking kick it goal or run it? I mean, it was
run it because we knew we could see that we could score. We knew that we could score, and I just, for some reason, I just knew. I just had an inkling that we could score, so it was worth the payoff.
Well, what a way to do it, and I know you and the lads will have a great night tonight, and congratulations.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
So, Gordy, Sharlston, a proud team that's produced some great players over the years and some great Sharlston Rovers sides, but never before have you won the National Cup, and to do it in a last minute like that with that Gareth Davies try, unbelievable.
Couldn't have gone to a better person where he'd been playing, you know, scored all these tries, 50 odd tries, and he's dreamt he's scored 1,000 tries last night, and he didn't know which one it was going to be, but it's fitting, but it was the last one. And to score 53 tries in a season in Pennine League, it's best amateur player in the country for me, bar none. So
yeah, he certainly has that class about him. Well, the game itself, I mean, the first 20 minutes, Fryston really had you under the cosh. They got big forwards. They were really running wild, and you know, it was tough. But you rode it out, and then really come into the game. And towards half time, well, you went in with that 2-point lead.
Well, we know we had to weather storm for that first 20, but we expected them giving us penalties, but we get 8 penalties away, so we weathered it. We're 8 points down. We know they'd tire. And once we started getting them on back foot and we started pushing, playing them around the ruck areas, it worked well, and that's where we got on top.
And what a great game it was, because you came out in the second half and that splitting run from Gaz Davies, he found Lee Lingard, that was a try of the game, and that made it 16-18, and I thought, there, you've done it, but Fryston came back once again and took the lead and took it into the last couple of minutes.
Well, they did, but the try what Amford scored up top, the referee were right over it and disallowed it, and then he went to his touch, which was 50 yards away, and they give it, which, you know, why would you go to your touch judge when you're over at top of it and then you cancelled it? Yeah,
and then obviously at the end there, in the dying seconds, you get a penalty, and it's a windy day here, and you're 2 points behind, and I'm thinking, do you take two? Do you run it? As a coach on the sidelines, what was going through your mind?
Well, I'm glad you've asked me this. They're asking me about the 2 points. This guy's on field, he wanted to go for the try, and it worked, so I'll back his judgment any day.
Well, what do we know? And yeah, what went through your mind there? You just you didn't fancy the two on the breezy day, and you back yourself to ship the ball out and get over in the corner.
Well, I don't know why you're saying that, because I was right back there with my hands on my hips, trying to take an extra breath. I think it was more to do with the captain. I planned to go for the try anyway. It's kicking 2 points. We're gonna thought in extra time we might not have enough, and we had numbers on this edge. Get the ball to Gaz, and he'll finish the try for you.
Well, he did, and absolutely superb, and congratulations, guys, and I know you'll be having a good drink tonight, and it'll be rocking in Sharlston this evening.